off, I hope you guys all had a fantastic holiday.
Hmm.
Uh, did did everything go smooth, Chris? I know you were like, well, you were like the media darling in your area. How'd all that turn out, buddy?
It went pretty well. Yeah, there was a few times I had to be on the press because my pastor didn't want to, or I was pretty much the only one available. So it went pretty well. Just very busy, chaotic. I mean, it's just normal Christmas for us.
Yeah.
So it was normal, but it's nice to be able to slow down and be able to get back to normal things
Mm.
per se. But yeah, it was pretty fun, and it was fun being on the press few times, but. There were that one time, the one that I did show you guys, that was nerve wracking because typically something special like that is typically reserved for the pastor. But the news gal, she was like, "No, I want you. I don't want him." I'm like, "Okay, we'll make this work." But yeah, it was a good Christmas. We did come a little bit under than what we wanted. So we're trying to figure out the budget for the rest of the year, but all the other Salvation Armies in our area has been told to do that too as well. So it's nothing new. It always happens every Christmas. So now we just figure out what we need to do for the rest of the year.
Yeah. How'd y'all's donations go up? I saw something in the news that they were thinking that it was going to be down some this year.
For us, we were down. We were projected to be down about $50,000. We're still getting our last minute numbers in because what's funny is our online donation, our mail appeal, and our white mail. They can never get that figured out during the holiday season. So it almost takes another month. So we won't find out our final numbers until until the beginning of February. So we're I got an idea. It looks like online we did $11,000, which we've, in years past, I don't think they've done that high. So that was good on my side, but I haven't seen completely all the numbers for online as well. So,
Right.
so it's just a matter of waiting and finding out how well we did there. I mean, overall for my area, for our region, most of them were down. And I've been kind of reading the press a little bit on Google Alerts, and it seems like a lot more are down. And it's just coming down to the fact of, as a church, we're realizing that we need to do year-round fundraising, A, and B, that we need to come up with a better online solution. We haven't found that sweet product yet that just says that's what people are going to donate to. So, there's a lot of figuring out and trying out some new things. I think next year we're going to personally try the text to give. So that's one
Okay.
that we'll be looking at.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So nationally,
Nationally,
what are the numbers?
nationally, I haven't heard the numbers yet. We probably won't hear those until end of February. The way that National does their marketing and their fundraising, they benefit actually from from the disaster. So their numbers were actually up this year from the preliminaries that I've already gotten. And the one benefit this year from the wildfires, even though that does not directly go to us locally, the way that we actually do our fundraising is if you designate money to a disaster, it has to go to our disaster fund. It does not go to the local center of the Salvation Army.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fundraising went so well with that, which I kept going, no, that's hurting us. But we are going to benefit from it. We're going to be able to get a new mobile canteen unit where we can take it out during a disaster and serve hot drinks and coffee and all that. We're badly needing to replace ours. So because of how well that went, we're going to be able to get some new units, and we're going to be one of the centers that receives that unit. So there was some benefit in that ministry, but yeah, I would say that the wildfires did affect us a little bit this year.
Yeah. All right. Well, so any struggles or anything that you're going through getting back into the swing of things, new projects, anything like that?
Well, I mean, I showed you a picture of my wall. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's pretty much it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So,
Mhm.
um, so yeah, just a lot of projects. We actually had our advisory, what we call advisory board. So it's when where leaders of the community meet with us, like business leaders and all that, and they just basically springed another project on me, and they're like, "You want to do it?" What we want to do is like we want to get more people of the community involved, business wise, and they're like. They want to do an open house, and they're like, want to do it in February, and I'm looking at them going, not for media. We need to do it in March. So I was able to do that, but now today I had a meeting with our donor relations gal, and she was handing me all our old brochures and flyers, and
Mhm.
basically getting that. Yeah, all our flyers and brochures need to be updated.
Okay.
So that's my project, is taking all our old promotional material and redoing it and making it available and up to date, have a similar look. And because
Are you going to be able to have a little bit of creative freedom with that to
oh
kind of
yeah,
modern everything up?
I mean, I have, to the extent of kind of making it local. I can, kind of make, we have a logo um that kind of has like a tan and reddish color in it, even though everything else is red. So I'll be probably putting stuff like that in there. But like font wise, we have a standard font that
Sure.
we are supposed to use.
Yeah.
So I kind of stick with that. It's easier for me to kind of figure out what font to choose instead of
Sure.
going
Sure.
to my 800 of fonts.
Mhm.
But I'll have some creative freedom, but I'll still try to standardize it so it does look similar to our national and regional levels,
Sure.
but also still, because the biggest problem that I've been having is a lot of our material even uses our stock photos, the
Right.
Salvation Army stock, and it's like I can even tell that's a stock photo, even if
Yeah.
it's our stock photo.
Mhm.
So we need to get a lot more local, which is easy because I've already gotten 3,000 photos.
Wow.
Since
Okay.
October. Yeah, 3,000 since October. So, um, and so we got plenty of materials already, but so now it's just inputting it in and all that.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's nice to be able to slow back down and kind of design things instead of go, oh, we need this graphic
Yeah.
now, and
More
we need
proactive instead of reactive.
Exactly. It's like, I just finished up on one of our flyers for a thing that we do at the end of January. And it was nice to be able to have like 3 or 4 days to work on it. Then, oh, I got to get this done in 2 hours. So that's the one thing that I'm enjoying, is that I'm able to slow down and make good products without feeling rushed and all that. So that's the one benefit. And we're the big project that we're actually looking into going into is my pastor knows that video is the future. I mean,
Right.
actually it's now. I mean, he
Right.
knows that video is what we need to do. And so we had some donation of Walmart gift cards, and he's like, go on walmart.com and see what they have, what you can purchase, which I'm surprised on how much, even if it's the cheap stuff, it's
Yeah.
amazing
Yeah.
how, like we basically got I was able to get a full set of lights, cheap lights, a full
Mhm.
set of a background. Right, and their backgrounds weren't great, but I at least told them, like, let's at least get the stand for the background.
Yeah.
The Canon 800, the one that's got the mic input, but it's still cheap Handycam $200
Yeah.
one.
Yes. Yeah. There
But
are.
the kit, it came as a kit, so it has an extra battery, charger, and all this other stuff. So I mean, we were able to spend about $600 and and
And
get
get a basic studio.
basic studio going. So actually, right before this, I was finishing up the room that we're going to be making into the
Mhm.
studio. Yeah, we're kind of playing musical rooms right now. It's like,
Sure.
okay, let's move this room to this room and make this room the studio. And so I was finishing up that before this, and so because he's like, yeah, the gear should be starting to come next week, and like good, because and I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but as much as I love having a DSLR and that it's can do 1080p video,
Sure.
I don't shoot. I don't shoot video now. It just doesn't feel natural to me to use my DSLR except for like an interview or something where I'm
Right.
actually, it doesn't feel run and gun to me.
Right.
And so it's going to be nice to have a camcorder where it's run and gun. I don't have to worry about the focus. Yeah, I can set it
Yeah.
on autofocus, and I just have a good run and gun camera. So I'm looking forward to doing more video, because I also heard today, as I was talking to our donor relations person, she's like, every time I sent out videos to my donors, I had instant response. So it's like, oh,
Good.
do more video. Okay,
Good.
great to know. So
Yeah.
so we'll be doing a podcast, video cast style. Our first show will be, since we do have a recovery program, our first show that we're going to start is a recovery show, like how to maintain your sobriety, how to maintain that recovery, and what to do and all that. We're going to bring on our alumni from our program and ask them, it was like, how have you been doing, and how's the program benefited you and such. So that's going to be our first program that we worked on. I've convinced my pastor to do he wants to change the name. I kind of like it, but Mondays with the Major.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
so I've convinced him to do that and kind of tie it into his sermon series and kind of make it a week long and and do stuff like that and tie in things with the sermon with the rest of the week. And so things are starting to come along, and he's going, oh, okay, the light bulb starting the click. So that is the one benefit. So got a lot of projects to start off, but it's the one thing that I learned is, first of all, everything I learned about social media doesn't apply to this city. Reno is one of those cities that's just weird. It's very older, so the demographics is like 40 and up predominantly. Okay. So a lot of like what we are told to do in social media doesn't necessarily apply. So I'm still finding that sweet spot.
Do you have some examples? Maybe Justin will have some insights.
Yeah, I need to probably show my insights and all that, and show how it goes. It's just like none of our ads worked. And so like we did an ad on like donate to renoredkettle.org, that one that I was having issues just getting posted. And now the one benefit though from that was I got likes every time somebody liked the post and didn't like it. I go in and invited them to like our page. So we got more likes that way, but just normal like online stuff, it was just kind of weird. So I'm still working that angle out. But it's just this town is very different. I mean, it's a 40 plus demographic. So they're very traditional, which it's like, I wish I could, talk to the press all the time. I wish I could do that. I mean, what's great about Reno is they're 121st out of like 250. So, they get the people straight out of college for their news reporters. So you got these gun-ho news reporters that want to make it somewhere so they can get to the next big market. So, it's like, I can feed off of that, but I'm just still trying to figure out how to just, what people want. So, one thing that we're working on towards goal for March is do a survey and just go, how do you want your information from the Salvation Army? How do you want to know it? Because the biggest thing that I learned this past Christmas is they know our name, but they don't know what we do.
Right.
Right. So they know our name, and the 40 plus, that those baby boomers, the ones that, donate based by name. And they even said it's like, I donate to you because I know your name. Do you know what we do? Nope. And so it's like, okay, we got those, but sorry, but they're getting old. They're,
Sure.
They're not going to be able to donate forever.
Yeah.
And so my concern is the millennial generation and younger. It's like, we got to start hitting them.
Yeah, you guys start making the Salvation Army relevant to them. Do you have ideas on how to do that? I'm just thinking that, for one thing, short documentary style stories type things where you follow, I maybe even follow somebody through the course of a disaster. How they're recovering, what the Salvation Army is doing at various stages, how you guys are working with other organizations, filling in gaps and doing things like that. I mean, I think that could be really powerful.
That's